All right, so if you follow along with my YouTube channel, you know that one of the things that I really enjoy doing are, well, one of the things I really like are Yeti products, and one of the things I really enjoy doing are reviewing Yeti products. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was kind of wondering, you know, where you at, Yeti? Because I haven't seen a new cooler or anything like that out in a long time. I've seen luggage, I've seen new duffel bags, seen all kinds of cool stuff, innovation, lots of different colors. But and I had to look this up, but the last really kind of unique cooler that they came out with was the Roadie 24, and that was back in, I did a video on that, I looked up the date on it, it was like August 28th of 2020. So fast forward literally almost 2 years, and that's how long it's been since Yeti's come out with a kind of a cool new innovative cooler. So this video is just going to be kind of an introductory, you know, here's the Yeti Roadie 48, and here's some of the cool things that Yeti incorporated into it, show you the size of it. I'm going to do, of course, my favorite part of the initial review is doing a beer test, which is going to tell us how much beer we can fit in this cooler and how much ice we can fit in it as well. I know there's some specs on the Yeti website that say you can fit 42 beers in here, but it doesn't really tell you. It tells you how much ice it'll hold empty, but it doesn't tell you, you put 42 beers in there, how much ice will it hold. So we're going to test that out and just, again, kind of walk you around the whole cooler and show you some of the cool features of this thing. All right, so there's the cooler all cleaned up without all that shipping material on it, and you can see it looks really just like the 24, just double the size. And it does come with these new style latches that Yeti put on. They first came out on the 24, and I have really grown to like these things. I think they make a really tight seal on the cooler, and they're pretty effortless to latch and unlatch. So that's really easy to do, and really one of the great features of the new series Roadies, and of course carried on or continued on with this cooler here. All right, so on the inside of the lid, you've got your standard seal that goes around there. You've got your Yeti indented in there. And then the inside of this cooler, it's just massive. It's really big, really deep. And it does come, again, with this dry goods basket. This is a solid, clear basket. And it's got kind of a rubber lip around it, which is really nice. And look how tight that fit is. It fits in there really good. In fact, you can even buy another one, and another one will fit in here, but it does only come with one. But these things, people really like these dry goods baskets. I don't really use them that much, but it is nice that it came with it, and obviously you can use that on any side, and that's a really nice feature of this cooler. So another thing that you'll notice with this cooler are these cutouts right here, and that's because Yeti's got an accessory that will, I'm sure, drop into these cutouts, and it comes out here like this, and it's got two drink holders and then an area in the middle where you can put your keys, your cell phone, or whatever. Really nice accessory, and because it mounts here, you'll be able to open and shut the cooler, and it's not going to impact. It's not going to impact. You're not going to have to move your beer to open the cooler. And so when you don't have that, you end up putting your beer on here if you're sitting on the beach or whatever, and then someone wants to get in the cooler, and you've got to move this out of the way and open this up. Not a horrible inconvenience, but pretty neat little accessory. It's out of stock on the Yeti website, but hopefully that will be in stock soon. And again, two drinks and then a little compartment in the middle to hold keys or whatever else you want to put in there. And another cool little feature is this part here with these cutouts also kind of forms your grip to pick up the cooler. Now, you're not going to be picking this thing up too often, particularly when it's full, but that is how it gives you a really good grip and a really good handle there to pick up the cooler if that's what you want to do. So that's pretty neat. So with the cooler on its side, you can see that pocket a little bit better. And again, with the cooler standing up, that's your pocket there to kind of pick it up if you want to pick it up. It's also, again, where that accessory will go. Pretty cool little feature, as I mentioned. Here's the bottom, pretty standard cooler bottom with the no slip feet. All right, so I know this is what everybody really wants to see is the back of this cooler and check out this new handle. But before we get to the handle, let me show you two more things real quick. Here are the wheels, and these are very similar to the wheels on the Tundra Haul. They look just the same. They're never going to go flat on you, and my Tundra Haul wheels have held up pretty good. They are skinny, so I still don't think that solves the problem of sand or beach sand, but they've held up pretty well, and they'll tackle most terrains, just not sand. But there's the wheels, and down here is your drain plug. Now, I think this is a new style of drain plug. that Yeti's come up with. Got a name for it, something like the damn drain plug or something like that. But I've never had any problems with any of my drain plugs in my Yetis, and I'm sure I won't have any problems with this one either. So where the Yeti innovation comes in with this cooler is obviously the size and shape to it. This little thing right here is pretty cool where you can put some accessories, but obviously this handle that extends on the back is a really cool feature, and I've played with it a little bit, not much, but let me show you how they've got this thing mounted on here. So on the bottom, it's got a screw there, and it's got a screw on this side, and then you've got these pretty heavy-duty plastic housings right here that holds the arms of the handle. And then very simply, to move the handle, you're just going to push this button in, and if you don't push that button, it doesn't come up. It locks into place. So you push the button, this thing extends out, and then it locks into place like that. And it extends out a pretty good way. I've wheeled this thing around my backyard. I'm 6'2", and I can tell you it's plenty of length, which I was worried about it not being tall enough for me. But at 6'2", this thing is plenty tall, and really cool feature that Yeti's put into this cooler. So you've got some brackets here that help hold it together. You've got 2 screws in each one. Those look to be stainless steel screws. I couldn't find anywhere on the Yeti website that told me what this material was, but I'm assuming that it's aluminum, so that will not rust either. And if you want to go down with the handle, because it's locked into place, it's not going to go down, you got to push the button in like that. And when you push the button in, those little tabs right there go away. Push the button in, and just very simply, very smooth operation, goes down and locks into place. And then again, it won't lift up without the without pushing the button. So that's the handle. It's really easy to operate, very smooth, and pretty cool idea from Yeti to come up with that. Another thing I'll tell you that I noticed is if you look down the top of the cooler, the handle does not go above the height of the lid. So it's kind of tucked in. It sticks out a little bit, but not bad, but it does not exceed the height of the lid of the cooler. And that's kind of a nice feature if you're trying to load it in somewhere. You're not going to catch this on things. I just thought that was pretty neat the way they did that. So another thing I noticed at the bottom of the cooler was the handle does not exceed or protrude past the line of the wheels. So if you're taking this thing up a curb or you're bouncing it around, your wheels are going to hit first, and you're not going to hit any part of this handle. You're not going to get all this scratched up or anything like that. So that's a pretty well thought out design there by Yeti. All right, so that's the overview of the cooler. Now I want to move on to my favorite part, and that's the beer test. All right, so I had a slight delay due to weather. A really bad rainstorm came through here. But anyways, I've got 2 24 packs of Bud Light, and I've got 2 16-pound bags of ice. Those used to be, remember the good old days when you bought a 20-pound bag of ice and a 10-pound bag of ice? That was the 2 sizes they had. Now it's 16 and it's 7, and guess what? It's the same price. But anyways, that's another conversation for another day. So I am going to fill up this cooler. It says it holds 42 beers, so I'm assuming that's 3 layers of 14. So let's see what I can do. Let's get the beer in there, and then we'll see how much ice it holds with 42 beers in it. All right, so I think I was wrong about the 3 layers of 14, because that is a full 24 pack, 24 beers, Bud Light, and there's only 1 beer on the top of the stack. So again, not 3 layers of 14. This cooler's so deep it's just hard to tell. But let me get the other case in here, and then let's see how much ice it holds. All right, so there are 6 beers left, so 48 minus 6 is your 42, and that's not even 2 complete layers. So I really think you could put the rest of these in here, have 2 on the top, and put quite a bit of ice in here. But that's the recommended amount of beer from Yeti. I'm gonna probably complete that second layer, because what am I gonna do with these, right? I want them on ice. So let me do that real quick. Be right back. All right, that's better. So there's all 48 beers, and there's still a ton of room, plus a lot of room in between where ice is gonna run down. So let's see what I can do with the ice. Again, got 2 16-pound bags. All right, so I got about 1.5 bags in there, so that's about 24 pounds of ice. I could probably cram a little bit more in there, but that's with 48 beers in there. So this thing is a beast. 48 beers and 24 pounds of ice. I mean, that is a cooler, and you're not picking this thing up. It is really heavy. So there it is. Really, I'm actually really impressed with the capacity of this thing. All right, it shuts really good, and I didn't show you guys this, but with the lid opens with the handle extended, and it does rest up against it, but it's no big deal. It stays open. But one other thing, dry goods basket delete in favor of cold beer in your cooler. All right, I just got reminded that there's ice, and he knows it. And this dog, this is Jake. He actually turns 12 years old tomorrow, so he's my black lab, and this dog loves ice. You like that, buddy? There you go. Chew it up. Who doesn't like the sound of a dog eating an ice cube? Oh, you're still working on that one. Huh? You getting brain freeze, buddy? Huh? There you go, buddy. Happy birthday, Jake. So I don't know about you guys, but 48 beers and 24 pounds of ice, that is quite a cooler. So quite a capacity on this thing. It's a 48. It's a Roadie 48, so it proved that it can hold 48 beers, and even with the 48 beers in there, you can still get 24 pounds of ice, which I think is pretty substantial amount of ice. So that's quite a cooler, quite a capacity, and I am overall really impressed with this cooler. All right, so the elephant in the room that we haven't talked about is the price of this cooler. Now this thing goes for $450. It is not cheap. The innovation's cool, the size of it's cool, shape of it's really cool, the handle, the capacity of it is impressive. It does come with the dry goods basket, drain plug, but it is $450, so that's quite a price tag for a to buy it for a cooler. I'm kind of a Yeti collector, if you will. So when I saw it on the Yeti website, it was kind of a no-brainer that I knew I was going to get it. But I do use all my coolers quite a bit, and they've held up well. I bought my first Yeti back in 2012, and I still have it in the back of the basement. And it looks like it's a little dirty, scratched up, but other than that, it functions like the day I bought it. So that's why I'm not afraid to drop $450 on a cooler like this that I know is going to last, and it's covered under a 5-year warranty, which I've actually had a problem with one of my coolers, tested the 5-year warranty, and Yeti stood behind their product and sent me a brand new cooler. So no reservations on my end. It's a personal choice. I know that's a lot of money for a cooler, and that's just a decision that you have to make. So because I have a Tundra haul, and now I have this cooler, the Roadie 48 with wheels, the next Yeti video that I put out will definitely be a comparison of the two. I've kind of compared them, and it's really interesting to see some of the differences between them. And if you're trying to decide which one is the right cooler for you, maybe that review will help. So stay tuned to the channel for that. All right, so appreciate you checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your support, and as always, thanks for watching.